The question I want to know is, can a £15 headset be as good, if not better, than a £100 headset? Stick around to find out. Hi guys, welcome to Finesse Gaming. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. So today's video, like I said, is going to be of a £15 headset I picked up off Amazon. This headset I've actually got in front of me, and I want to see if the quality of this one can compete with the quality of the £100 Razer headset that I use. So I've got 4 different headsets actually to try out. I'm going to see if this one can even match any of them or even beat them in any way. And let's just see the different things that you get for your money. So what are the different benefits of spending more money on a headset? And can this thing be anywhere near as good as some of those more expensive ones? So I hope you enjoy the video, guys. If you do like it, please consider dropping a like, hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on. Your support will be hugely appreciated. So without further ado, let's get into this video. Let's go. Okay guys, so let's get straight into this video. So we're going to break this down into a few different sections so we can compare them all in different ways. So the first two that we're going to start with is quality of materials and then comfort. So let's go ahead and have a look at all 4 of them individually, and let's just see what the benefits are of them, and is one like the standout one over all the others. So let's start with the £15 one. Like I said, this is one I picked up off Amazon a few days ago. It's called GameMax. And it's the only one to start with RGB ear caps on it, okay, which does actually look pretty good when you plug it in. It doesn't look too bad at all. It just changes color. There's no option, I don't think, as far as I can see, to do anything else with it, but that's pretty good. In terms of materials though, this, as you'll see in a second, kind of is the cheapest one, and you can feel that. I mean, it obviously is the cheapest in price, but you can feel that the materials are not as good on this as they are on any of the other 3. So the plastic is a lot cheaper. This coming around the top here is metal, I think, anyway. But yeah, this isn't that great either. The actual headband that touches your head is good. So when you put it on, this headband in here going on your head is actually quite comfortable. But the actual metal going over the top is terrible. It sounds like if you tap it, there's somebody playing the bongos on top of your head. It's really not good. And as you can probably see from there, this cable is the worst cable on any tech equipment ever. It is honestly the worst thing. It reminds me of something you tie your bike up to when you don't want somebody to steal it, okay? So you can tie your bike up to whatever. This is the cable you need. Yeah, it doesn't belong on here, okay? It's a shame they haven't actually spent a bit more money and got a better cable, because this is bad. It's quite heavy and it doesn't move anywhere, okay? It just sticks in this place. So that's not good. But it's not too uncomfortable, okay? It doesn't actually fit over your ears, so the gap there isn't quite big enough to fit over your ears, unless you've got small ears, or even for kids this is going to be probably okay. It's going to fit over, but yeah, it's not that comfortable, but it isn't uncomfortable at the same time, okay? It's just not as comfortable as some of the other ones, let's say that. So to start with, materials used, this is the worst one, okay? You've got to give it like a 1 or 2 out of 10. It's not good. And in terms of comfort, not too bad, okay? It's probably a 6 or a 7. It's not that comfortable, but like I said, it's not too bad either. So 6 or 7 out of 10 for comfort, 1 or 2 for materials. Okay, next we've got the Logitech G430. So this is the second headset that I ever bought. I had the PlayStation ones before this when I used to play on the PlayStation. And yeah, I bought these ones as a slight upgrade. So materials used, you can see this is a better quality. You can tell the materials are better. The plastic is better. It doesn't feel so cheap. And the headset or the headrest at the top here is nice and soft. So these are material and not leather. But yeah, they're still pretty good. So this is probably the second comfiest headset that I have. It's good. It does fit over your ears quite nicely. It's the only problem with it, the only negative in terms of comfort, is it does squeeze against your head quite a bit, so that can be uncomfortable if you're playing games for a long period of time, or you wear them for a long period of time. Then it's not too comfortable, but it's not too bad, okay? So comfort with this one is better certainly than the GameMax, the £15 ones. These, I will mention, I picked up for 30 quid, but the usual price of these is 50, so somewhere between 30 and 50. You would expect more comfort, so they are more comfortable, probably 8 out of 10. And quality of materials is definitely better. Still not incredible, but better. So probably like a 5 out of 10 for the materials, 8 out of 10 for comfort. Okay, next ones then, in terms of price, we're going in order of price. These are the PlayStation Gold Edition, I think it was. So these are the first ones that I kind of bought when I had the PlayStation. And these are a decent set of headphones. They are 60 quid, or they were £60 at the time. And yeah, not too bad at all. So these are the only ones that are wireless, and they're just all plain black. So that's actually quite nice. I don't mind that. Yeah, so you've got the controls on the actual headset. The materials, this is a higher quality material now. You can tell this is good. So in terms of materials used, we're probably looking about 6 or 7 out of 10. It's definitely a lot better. You can tell the plastic is good. The feel of them is good. The only negative really with these now is when we put them on, because they are probably the least comfortable ones. You probably won't see in here, but the actual ear cap, I don't know if you can I focus this camera on that? No. Okay, the ear cap inside, it's actually kind of molded in a direction for your ear. So when you put them on, there's no adjustability, and unless you've got tiny ears, they don't really fit in there too great. So they're not that comfortable, right? It's comfy in terms of how wide they are. They are quite forgiving, they're quite loose, they don't squeeze against your head, but you can never get it comfortable around your ears. So comfort for these isn't too good. This is probably like a 4 or 5 out of 10, so it's probably one of the worst ones. This and the GameMax are kind of competing together to be the worst in terms of comfort. So if you're going to buy a headset based on comfort, then these ones are not going to be the ones to buy. If you're going to do it anyway, probably the Logitech or the GameMax or the Razer that we're going to go over in a second. So comfort, about 5 out of 10, but materials, about 8 out of 10. Okay, and lastly, these are the Razer Kraken Tournament Edition. So these are the ones that I currently use, and the materials on this, you can just tell straight away it's a massive upgrade from the others. So I can't really give this a 10 out of 10 because there are headsets that are far better again than this one out there on the market, but these are probably a 9 out of 10. You would be hard pushed to find a better material on a headset than you will off these. So it's the largest ear pad out of all of them. It's I think there's like a cooling gel in there as well, because it does keep your ears quite cool, and it's a very, very soft pad. So these are the best in terms of the materials, the plastics, the metal, whatever's in there, and the actual ear pads are very, very good. And then when you put them on, they are by far the most comfortable. So you could wear these all day long without any discomfort whatsoever. So they're nice and loose on the head. They don't squeeze against your head too much, but they are in place. They don't move about. And they are just so comfortable over your ears. They fit over your ears perfectly. So very, very good. The comfort in these, I would have to say, is a 10. I cannot imagine that there is any headset out there on the market that is more comfortable. I just can't see how they could be. So these are perfectly comfortable. And yeah, like I said, the materials in them, 9 out of 10. So these are very good. These are £100 though at full price. Okay, so you can pick them up sometimes on sale, but £100, £99 on full price. So just be aware of that. You are spending a bit more money on these. Okay, so the next thing to compare is the audio, which is obviously the most important thing if you're about to buy a headset. So we're going to go for audio in. So that's obviously the sound that's coming in, and we're going to go audio out as well. They all have a microphone attached to them, and we're just going to go over those. And I will say any microphone on all of these headsets is nowhere near as good as the microphone that you're listening to here, okay, or a microphone that's a specific microphone. They're much better, but let's just go over the microphone quality quickly. And as you can imagine, it does kind of go in order of price. So one of the things that you are spending your money on is a better quality microphone. So the GameMax ones, little tiny microphone is on the corner there. Don't know if I can get you to see that. And that's not adjustable. It doesn't come out at all. It's terrible. So that's not very good at all. The Logitech one is a pull down one. Okay, so that can come down. But unfortunately, I don't know if you can see it from this angle, but it doesn't go near your mouth. So as I switch it off down here, that it doesn't get near your mouth to start with. Okay, it doesn't come out in front of you, and it always springs back over there somewhere. So it's not a good one either. So those two are quite poor. Like literally like 2 or 3 out of 10, if that. So they're not good at all. The second best is the PlayStation, and it's not too bad. Okay, it isn't great. It's nowhere near the normal quality of this one. It's like still going to be like a 4 out of 10, maybe a 5 out of 10. but it's far better than these other ones. And then again, in price, the best one is the Razer. So this is an extendable microphone. It can come out. Let's put them on. You can pull it out, okay, and it will move about. It's on a little piece of metal here, and it will move almost pretty much in front of your mouth. So it is a far better one than the others, but this still isn't good, okay? This is nowhere near the quality of a separate microphone. So if you're going to buy one and you want a decent microphone, then unfortunately, really, you're going to have to spend a bit of money, because some of the cheaper ones, certainly the cheaper two, they are going to be far, far worse for a microphone. But after that, we're going to go for quality of audio in, which in most people's opinion, and in mine, is the most important thing when you're buying a headset. So let's go over sound quality now coming into the headset, and sound quality of background noise and all sorts of things that can affect how good or bad the quality is. So to start with then, the £15 GameMax, the actual quality of these, it does have a 50mm driver inside, and amazingly, they are very good, okay? If you do get good audio in from these, you can get a bit of background noise, okay? So that is the negative with it. You do hear the PC to my side. I can hear some background noise. It certainly isn't as good as any of the three at blocking out background noise. But for £15, you probably wouldn't expect that either. But for actual in-game audio, this is as good, pretty much, as the Logitech and the PlayStation, and I probably would have said even better than maybe the PlayStation ones. Logitech were a tiny bit better, and the Razer one is better again, but these are good. For £15, you're buying a lot of quality in audio for those. And yeah, so if we're going to rate these ones, it's going to be like a 2 out of 10 for background noise. We can hear background noise quite a bit, so they're not going to be great on that. But in terms of actual footsteps, working out where people are, that sort of stuff, the surround sound, it is good, okay? We're even up there like a 7 or 8 out of 10, which is very good for a £15 headset. For the next one's the Logitech. You can tell that the quality of the materials is a bit better. You can block out a little bit more background noise with these. You can still hear some though, so it's still not the best one, but pretty good. So we're going to block out a bit more background noise than the £15 GameMax ones. And the audio coming in is good. You have got very, very good surround sound. You can hear everything. You can hear all footsteps. So it's a very good audio with these, okay? Probably the second best audio out of all the headsets I've got. If we're going to rate them in terms of a rating, these are probably going to be like a 7 or 8 out of 10 in terms of audio. But in background noise, we've got to give it like a 4 out of 10. Okay, next is the PlayStation ones again. Audio in isn't as good as the Logitech or the GameMax. All right, so for 60 quid, this is actually the worst audio in. It has got 7.1 surround sound, but it's nowhere near as good as the other ones, which is strange. So yeah, I don't know why that is, but it does actually block out more sound. So you do block out more background noise, but the audio for some reason isn't quite as good. So for blocking out background noise, it's going to be pretty good, like 6 out of 10. But for audio coming in for the 7.1 surround sound, working out footsteps, probably the same kind of score, okay? Probably 6 out of 10, which is the worst score out of all 4 headsets. And then lastly, probably as you expect, you can block out pretty much all background noise with these. You don't hear any background noise really at all. So you are kind of buying into that a little bit. And maybe because of that, it's a better audio in-game as well. So you can hear everything really crisply, really clearly. And yeah, you can tell these are the best headsets for that. So again, we're going to give this like an 8 or 9 out of 10 for both of those things. It is very, very good. 10 out of 10, I think we can't quite give this because it isn't like the perfect headset, but it is good, okay? It's going to be a hard one to beat unless you want to spend a couple of £100 or more. So yeah, very, very good. All right, so if we were to give them kind of an overall rating in terms of everything, we would have to still rank the Razer headsets as the top one, okay? So that's going to be, in my opinion, like an 8 out of 10 overall when you consider everything. It's got good audio, both blocking out background noise and audio in-game. It's got a good cable on it, so it's a nice cable. It's very lightweight. It doesn't get in the way like the cheaper ones do. It's got good materials being used throughout the whole headset. Very comfortable to wear, and all the software as well, I will say, that comes with it is easy to use. So it's got a lot going for it. It is a good headset. It's £100, and in my opinion, probably worth that money as well. Okay, it is good. Next, second place, we've got the Logitech. So this, although it's not as good as some of the others in some respect, it's got the second best audio after the Razer, and it has, again, it's got good quality materials in it. The cable on this one is still pretty good, okay, it's nice and movable, it's nice and lightweight, and yeah, good audio coming in, blocks out a good bit of background noise as well. But overall rating for this one, we probably have to give it like a 6.5 if we can do that out of 10. Not perfect, but not too bad at all. For the money, if you can pick this up for £30, this is a very, very good headset. Not the quite quality of the £100 one, but very good. So next, surprisingly, coming in third place is going to be, in my opinion, this GameMax one. So what I'm looking for on a headset, once you've got it on your head, you want good quality audio. That's what you're buying a headset for. So, okay, it's got background noise in it, yes. But the audio coming in is very, very good. It's almost as good as the Logitech and not a million miles away from the Razer, and it's better than the Sony one. So this is going to take the third place. It's about 5 out of 10. We'll probably give it a halfway score, which for £15 is not bad at all. It does have, so the negatives of this one, unfortunately, this cable, like I said, is the worst cable ever made. It is not good. But if you can ignore the cable and get it to move in the right place, which I can't, then ignore that, that's fine. And the materials used are cheap on it, okay, you can really tell that. But in terms of comfort, this is more comfortable than the Sony, and the audio coming in is better than Sony, hence why it's above it in the rating. So 5 out of 10 for the GameMax. And then last place, unfortunately, is the Sony headset. So and the reason this is last, and it's like a 4 out of 10 overall, but I'm only going to give it that rating because it isn't as comfortable as the others, and the audio coming in isn't as good as the others, which are one of the two kind of main things that I'd be looking for in a headset. If you're wearing a headset for a long period of time, that's what you want. So this doesn't quite give either of those two things, unfortunately. It does stop a bit of background noise, and the materials used are good, but they need to make this earpiece a little bit bigger and just stop it from angling down to try and fit your ear in there. Just make it like any other headset and just get it nice and deep. And yeah, there we have it, guys. That's the review. So if you want to spend £100, then you are going to be buying a better headset. You are going to be getting better audio, better quality materials, and just a better overall headset. But for £15, it isn't a million miles away. If you want to buy a headset that's decent, certainly to begin with, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, yeah, I can't fault this in many different ways, okay? It's a pretty good headset. Audio is good. Comfort is decent, so they're the main two things, so not too bad at all. But yeah, if you want to save up just a little bit of money, I would be saving up for that £100 one. I would leave out those middle two. So if you don't want to spend £100, maybe just go ahead and buy the £15 one for now, or something like that. If the Logitech is on sale, it's worth it for £30, but most of the time it's actually up at its full price, which is £50. Which is just, in my opinion, a little bit too much for that. It's not £35 better than the standard one. So yeah, I'd be going, if you're going to save up for the money, buy a Razer one, or buy something around that £100 mark, or just buy this £15 set and then go ahead and get a external microphone for the other 85 if you want to, if you spend all £100, and then you'll be happy with your full setup. Okay guys, so there we have it. If you don't want to spend too much money on a headset, but you want a decent quality one, this GameMax one is a very good one for the money. For £15, you can't really go wrong. It is nowhere near the quality, though, I will say, of the higher end one, the Razer one that I've got, and obviously there are ones that are far, far higher again. But if you're going to buy those middle two, I would only really be buying the Logitech, and that's only if it's on sale. Otherwise, the standard £15 one, the GameMax, is a no-brainer, really. And the Sony one is a funny one. I mean, it's not the Sony one is a bad headset, but the one above it is much better, and the GameMax below it is much cheaper and not that far away either. So it's kind of in the middle of nowhere at this moment in time. So if you're going to buy that one, or thinking of buying that one, I would just go ahead and buy one of the better ones, the £100 one. You can buy a Logitech, a G Pro for I think £90. The Razer is obviously £100. And you can get some very, very good ones for in that kind of price range between £80 and £100. So it's worth spending that bit more money on one of them. Or, like I said in the video, spend that £15 on the GameMax and buy a proper microphone, so you've got your full audio setup all done. So you'll have a high quality microphone and a decent headset. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. And if you did enjoy it, please consider dropping a like, hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on. Your support would be hugely appreciated. But until next time, keep gaming, keep safe, good night, GG.